I'm Nick Berg from Detour Road Trips, and I'm here at the Morgan factory for the start of a unique driving adventure. I'm going to be taking this brand new Morgan Supersport 400 from Malvern to the midnight sun of the Faroe Islands. We're going to be heading straight from here in Malvern down to the Channel Tunnel, across to France, Belgium, Germany, and up through to the top of Denmark. That's 1,000 miles before we get on a 36-hour ferry to the Faroe Islands. We're 200 miles in and on the first of one of many tunnels, but this one we can't drive through. We've got about 850 miles still to go to get to the ferry. That's about 14 hours, maybe a bit less once we get on the Autobahn, but looking forward to getting onto continental European roads and putting my foot down a bit. We've got a lovely German traffic jam. So you go from doing 150 miles an hour to doing less than 15. It's the end of day 2 and we have reached our 6th and technically final country of Denmark. And I say that because we've still got a long ferry journey to go to reach the Faroe Islands, but they are an autonomous territory of the Kingdom of Denmark. So even though we're going to spend 30 hours on a ferry, we're not actually leaving Denmark. Everyone knows the Scandinavians are famous for their design, but just look at these incredible buildings. Right, we're just going to retrieve our car from box number 1. This is very exciting. I'm just hoping it comes back in one piece. Bugs be gone. The only way to get to the Faroe Islands is by ferry from the top of Denmark, and it is a 36-hour journey aboard this quite nice Smurl line ferry. It's kind of like a mini cruise. Why the Faroe Islands? Well, these 18 islands in the middle of the North Atlantic are connected by an incredible network of tunnels and bridges, including the world's only underwater roundabout, and that is something I've got to see. The plan really is just to drive around and see as much as we possibly can, discover all the bridges, all the tunnels, the amazing grass-roofed traditional buildings, and even the resting place of a certain Mr. James Bond, because part of No Time to Die was filmed on the Faroe Islands, and there is a tombstone somewhere. We've been given this map by photographer Stan Papio, who'd been to the Faroe Islands a few years ago. In fact, he'd been before the tunnels were built, so this is a little bit old, but he's given us a bunch of locations which we will go and explore. Yeah, it's a long way to get here, but we're finally here, and we've got a tremendously long journey to our hotel of all of 1 minute, so that will be the first experience of driving in the Faroes.
On my phone, showing 5G, but I've just not received any messages.
roads have been really good. They're generally quite flowing, they're mostly well surfaced. And then quite unexpectedly, we came across an incredible mountain pass with all manner of switchbacks, hairpins. It was brilliant. One of the unique things about the Faroe Islands, as you can see, is that they put the garden on the roof. If you've ever been to Glencoe in Scotland, then parts of the Faroe Islands are going to feel quite familiar, except that they're dialed up to about 11. This tunnel is nearly 7 miles long and 240 feet beneath the seabed. It's the second longest undersea tunnel in the world, and it's the only one with a roundabout. The roads here in the Faroes are great, but if you really want to explore, you've got to put your hiking boots on. This is the exact spot where James Bond met his end in No Time to Die. That's it. That's the end.
He's upset.
I think we were all upset.
Yeah, no, we are. I'm upset.
It's a bit of a cliche, but the scenery really is just breathtaking. Look at this, we're on this incredible causeway and this massive rugged mountains, the fjords. I've never been anywhere like it. We came all the way from Malvern to the Faroe Islands to find the midnight sun, and whilst it's not exactly sunny, it is long past 11:30 and it's nowhere near dark.